Hello, Cancer, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a reading for February 2023, looking at your recent past, current energy, and immediate future. As you can see, I've already gone ahead and pulled the oracle cards and clarified those. I have the overall energy for the reading. We'll dive into tarot, and then I have the decks I'll be using in the extended. Any information on booking a personal reading with me or on the extended reading for this specific reading, you can find you can find in the description box below. Last thing I want to mention is that this is a general reading. It will not resonate for everyone, so please remember to take what resonates and how it can help your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Cancer. In your recent past, you have pushed through any insecurity with the Lovers in reverse. Before I dive into the past, I definitely want to say this is about something that you guys are trying to manifest. It's about something that Cancer is trying to manifest. Your recent past was a lot of feeling undeserving. Whether that's conscious or not, because remember, 95% of our movements, choices, beliefs, actions, the way that we interact with the world is actually subconscious. Only 5% of our interaction with our environment is conscious. And so that's why, the healing journey is so important, because it retrains us to get that 95% of us in line with where we're going as opposed to where we've been and what we've experienced. Otherwise, we're just a product of our experience, right? And so what I'm seeing from your recent past is there's this level of like almost like this insecurity of feeling like you're not deserving, or maybe looking around you and being like, why do they have what I want, or why can't I have that? It's that level of like, there's something in you that believes that you aren't capable of having whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. Because the overall energy for this reading, I usually only pull one of these, but I actually pulled two because it made a lot of sense with this message. You have friction and gratitude with attracting, not chasing. And so the way that I see this, because this says, anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fears underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. And so right now there's a level of something within you is putting out friction for what it is you're trying to attract, because there's a little bit of chasing going on. Now, it's not, usually we chase because we chase something because we fear not having it. And that's this level of needing to kind of let go of the outcome and allow the situation to unfold for you. Because in your current energy, you have trust the universe with the Nine of Swords. You're experiencing a lot of anxiety about this thing that you're trying to attract. And that anxiety is causing you to feel as if whatever it is you're trying to manifest isn't going to come to fruition. But you have trust the universe. You got to trust the bigger picture, right? In your immediate future, you have be humble with the Ace of Cups. So the way that I'm reading this message is I feel like your wishes are going to start to come true piece by piece. I don't feel like it's going to be like all at once. I feel like it'll be like one step at a time. But with the Ace of Cups, it's almost like make sure that you give your emotional energy to gratitude, not to don't allow your ego to override your gratitude. That's going to be really important, because that's how you end up manifesting away what you attract, is if you're not grateful for it when it does come. All right, Cancer, let's go ahead and dive in. This is going to be looking at Cancer's recent past, clarifying push through any insecurity with the Lovers in reverse. Recent past for Cancer. The Ace of Cups in reverse, which is interesting because you have the Ace of Cups upright in your immediate future with the Justice in reverse. So you've been dealing with a situation, potentially many situations, where you have just not been getting what you deserve. The scales are not balanced. And you are right about that. The scales are not balanced in your life. You're giving more energy than you're getting. What you're investing in isn't paying off. And you've kind of been suppressing a lot of that frustration instead of facing it. Now, that's super common, super okay, especially when you're trying to remain positive about your future. A lot of times we can overlook our present and overlook the emotions and the triggers that come with our present. But your recent past was, I feel like, this need to step out of your comfort zone when it comes to how you view yourself and what you're deserving of. Because this whole reading is about attracting what you deserve. But if there's a level of you that doesn't believe you deserve what you want, then you're going to continue to feel like you're not attracting what you deserve. And so your recent past, I feel like that became very evident, where you just felt like you weren't deserving, or there was like insecurity was kind of being triggered about this feeling of not being deserving. Recent past for Cancer. The Star card. So there was some healing that took place. So that's the biggest thing to realize is if things aren't coming to fruition, if things aren't coming, because you have the Knight of Swords in reverse, if things aren't happening for you at the speed that you want, it's because there's more healing that needs to be done. And I just saw the King of Wands in reverse on the back of the deck here. This is self-doubt. This is this need to focus on where your own belief system is in alignment with I'm not capable, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, it's not possible, instead of trying to chase something in the material world. This is about going within and making sure that you realize what you're deserving of. And, my own personal truth is I'm a good person deserving of good things. Therefore, I know the universe is always providing me with good things. It's always providing me with it's in alignment with what I deserve. And that personal truth, it's helped me in a lot of different ways. But mainly through those times when my insecurity arises, when things aren't necessarily happening the way that I want them to, and I start thinking, "Oh my gosh, does this mean I'm, does this mean I'm on the brink of failing, or does this mean that I'm, have dreams that are never going to be able to be fulfilled? Does this mean that I'm never going to have the financial abundance that I need? Does this mean I'm never going to have the love that I deserve?" Those times are when you've really got to kind of tap into your personal truth, because that's when you allow the 5% of you that is consciously reacting to your environment to help retrain that 95% of you that can kind of come up without you really having any control over it. So, it's appreciating where you're at in the journey and understanding that this is about getting there. And it's about the journey, not the destination, right? You hear it all the time. That was similar to, it was Capricorn's reading this year, or this week, this year. Recent past for Cancer. So your recent past was a time for healing, because there it is. The Seven of Wands with the Sun in reverse and the Fool in reverse. You just haven't been very happy with the way that things have been going for yourself, at least recently, Cancer. Now with the Fool in reverse, there's a new beginning available for you, but you're not quite ready for it because you're dwelling on loss. You're dwelling on lack. Now, usually we dwell on lack because we're so used to lack. We're so used to not having what we deserve that it's hard for us to imagine a future where we do have what we deserve. And that's where tapping into that level of hope, and make sure it's hope not rooted in expectation, it's hope rooted in faith. You don't want to expect certain outcomes, because that will typically lead to disappointment, because the universe is always providing us with what we want and desire, but it doesn't always look like what we think it will. And so your recent past was a need to stand tall in your truth, and it also was teaching you to stand tall in your truth even when things aren't going your way. And understanding that just because things weren't going your way, it doesn't mean they weren't working out for you. And it's really, that's the insecurity, right? Because oftentimes that'll get poked at, and it'll be like, oh, if things aren't working out, that means they're never going to happen. That's not true. That's not true at all. So you have trust the universe here with the Nine of Swords. I'm going to do this first. This is current energy for Cancer. This is Cancer's current energy, clarifying trust the universe with the Nine of Swords. Current energy for Cancer. A lot of shuffles. This is current energy for Cancer. Yeah, so things are still at a pause. Things still aren't moving forward. But here's the deal with the Page of Swords here. This is about what you... This is about keeping your excitement for your future, even when your present doesn't seem to align with where you're wanting to go. Yeah, that's that Eight of Swords in reverse right there. Because remember, your response to your circumstances is what creates your future circumstances, your future circumstances. Because if you give energy toward lack and you give energy toward frustration and you give energy toward anger and resentment for your circumstances, you're creating more of the same. Now, if you can flip the script and give energy toward gratitude and excitement, the Page of Swords energy to me is kind of like an exciting, curious energy that we often lose. Like, a lot of kids have that energy, right? The anything is possible energy. Everything could always work out for me. I could be a princess, I could be this, I could be that. And we lose that throughout our adulthood. We lose that excitement for our life and that excitement for our future because of what we happen to experience. And then this healing journey is about healing what we've been through, healing what we've experienced, so that we can actively create better for ourselves. But that's really hard to do when we're trapped in limiting beliefs, those limiting beliefs living within that 95% of us. Because if we've experienced situations where we're constantly experiencing lack, we're going to internalize that as this is all I deserve. And there's that need to break that limiting belief and say, no, I deserve more than this. Therefore, I am going to, act and speak in alignment with deserving more. So just because things aren't moving forward right now for you in the way that you would like, it doesn't mean they're not moving forward bigger picture. It just means that there's a little bit of inner work that needs to be done that is going to eventually reflect into your circumstances. Remember, as above, so below, as within, so without. Your relationship with yourself, your response to your environment, how you handle your life within will be reflected outside of you. Because you have trust the universe. So the universe is really asking you to tap into some faith here. Current energy for Cancer. The Page of Wands. That's another inner child energy. With the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like there's a level of you that has learned that you have to suffer for what you deserve. That in order to attract whatever it is that you are wanting, that it's got to be, the journey's got to be painful. Now, if you have that belief, that's probably what you've experienced. But that's a big belief that needs to be removed. Because there's this need to tap into being really honest with yourself about what beliefs you've learned about life, love, financial abundance that stem from childhood. Because your childhood is a big theme in this reading. Because, we've seen the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands. To me, that's both kind of inner child energy. Page of Swords more like the excitement and the wondrous kind of energy that we have as a kid. Page of Wands being a little bit more like straight up just inner child. I just feel like there's this level of you believe you always have to struggle. And sure, there will always be problems that you'll have to find solutions to, and growth that will be needed, and experiences that will be challenging, but they don't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to suffer through the building period, because that's what you're in right now with the Eight of Pentacles. You're building to something. So you can't expect it to happen overnight. You've got to let it grow and transform and evolve as it needs to, not as you think it should. Of course, everyone would like to wake up with everything they want tomorrow, but then where's the lesson? Where's the journey? Where's the growth? There wouldn't be a life if we could just always have what we always wanted immediately. And technically, per the law of attraction, you can, but the journey to get from point A to point B is the whole point. It's not about waking up tomorrow with everything that you want. It's what did you learn about yourself? How did you heal your past? How did you transform your beliefs about love and money? That's the whole point of this process. And so getting stuck on what you don't yet have or how you're not yet there, what the gap, like I always talk about, don't get stuck on the gap. There's a gap between where you are and where you want to be. Don't focus on the gap. Focus on where you are. All you have is this moment right now, this journey. That's it. focusing on the gap, there's always going to be a gap. You're always going to want to grow and transform and evolve. You're always going to want to experience new things. You're always going to want to have more money than you have today and more love than you have today. If you don't appreciate what you have today, if you're always living for that gap, you're always going to experience that gap. Per the law of attraction, what we focus on is what we experience. So there's that need to bring it back to center, bring it back to the present moment and say, I'm grateful for where I'm at on the journey today because I know that my needs and my desires are always being taken care of in divine time. All right. Yeah, because there's the Five of Cups. There's this focusing on loss, focusing on either what is gone or what you don't yet have or whatever the case might be. Current energy for Cancer. Remember, friction, you create your own friction by chasing, by attaching to the outcome and chasing money and love or whatever. There it is, the burnout. You are tired of this. You are tired of feeling unstable. You're tired, and this feels more financial than anything. You're tired of feeling like your needs aren't being met. You're tired of feeling insecure. You're tired of not having the money. You're tired of having debt. You're tired of not being able to pay the bills. You're tired. And you're tired because you're burning yourself out by chasing this idea that doing it in your material world is going to get you there. It's not going to get you there, Cancer. What's going to get you there is building the foundation within. The foundation within would be reflected without. Realize that you deserve more than what you're experiencing. Accept that truth. And then start to believe that since I deserve it and the universe is always responding to my relationship with myself and my beliefs about me, then I know the universe is providing me with what I do deserve. And of course, it's not that easy. I get that, but it could be. Immediate future for Cancer. It could be that easy. You just have to believe it. You gotta believe it. Your results, your result is the root of your results is your belief. If you are not living the life of your dreams, it's because a part of you does not believe it is possible, or that you're deserving, or that you're capable. Immediate future for Cancer. Immediate future for Cancer. Immediate future for Cancer. This is about slowing down. Stop living for the next thing in your life, Cancer. Your immediate future is I feel like you're going to have to tap more into hope than this loss. We've seen this Five of Cups twice now. Tap into the hope that says, I am happy. And it's like pulling yourself back to the present moment and realizing I have everything that I need to continue to breathe and thrive. In this moment, I have everything I need. Sure, you might not know what the next moment holds or the next moment or the next moment. You don't need to know. That's none of your business. That's the universe's problem. That's not your problem. You need to respond to your present moment with gratitude and hope of saying, I have everything I need in this moment. Therefore, I have faith that I'm going to have everything I need in the next moment. Even if I have no idea how, or no idea when, or no idea even what, is going to come to me, or, that how, what, when, where. Forget about it. You don't need to worry about that. That's not your problem. Your problem is bringing yourself back to the present moment, focusing on the gratitude for what you've already created, focusing on, it's like if you're living the prayer that you've once asked for. And if you're already praying for something more without appreciating where you're at now, then you're always going to be living for the next thing. You don't want to be living for the next thing. You will never find fulfillment. If you have this idea that when I get there, I'll be happy, you are constantly manifesting, when I get there, I'll be happy. That's actually what put me on a spiritual journey in the first place. And I've worked not one but two kind of higher power, if you will, careers that are super busy, really rooted in material validation and material success. And I realized that every time I hit one of those benchmarks, every time I succeeded, every time I had a little bit of money in my pocket, a little bit more than the last month or the last year, I wanted more. I always wanted more. I was never satisfied with my level of success because I was obsessed with the chase. Don't become obsessed with the chase. Become obsessed with your current environment. that will create the fulfillment that you're ultimately searching for. This is immediate future for Cancer. Immediate future for Cancer. And be humble in pursuit. Be humble in pursuit. And being humble, right? That's saying, I can't believe I'm living the life that I get to live today. Looking at the people around you and saying, the people that aren't as fortunate as you, and saying, I'm so grateful that I'm where I'm at in my life today. Thinking back to a past version of you that wasn't living the life you are today. I am so grateful and so humbled to be living this life that I am today, because there are people out there that don't get to experience the things I do. There are people that don't get to have a temperature controlled house to live in. There are people that don't have shoes on their feet. There are people that don't have enough to eat. Bring it back to that, because that gratitude will grow into gratitude for every little thing in your life. And if you can appreciate every little experience you have, if you're always enjoying your existence, that is fulfillment. Fulfillment isn't having the most money. It's not wearing the nice clothes. It's not having the most attractive, perfect, person that you're married to. That stuff literally does not matter if you are not happy with you. Okay? So bring it back to the present moment. Find the happiness within, and that will be reflected out. I promise you. That's what your immediate future is about. That's where your focus needs to be, because you've got to let go. You've got to let go, Cancer. You've got to let the universe bring you what you deserve. You can't keep chasing it, because you will continuously feel disappointed. Immediate future for Cancer. Don't focus on disappointment. Don't focus on the gap. Immediate future for Cancer. You're avoiding, and what your immediate future is going to be about facing, you're avoiding this brutal honesty that you need to have with yourself. That the reason that you haven't attracted what you deserve is because there's a level of you that doesn't believe that it is possible, that you are capable, or that you are deserving. That brutal honesty, you've got to tap into. What level of you is missing? What level of you are you searching for in your external environment? You are chasing something because you believe that whenever you get that thing, that you'll be happy. But you won't. Just like I said, if you are not happy right now with where your life is currently at, you will never be happy at the next moment. Now, that might seem really hard if you are in a pretty rough situation, right? How can I be happy and grateful if I feel like I have nothing? You have things. Focus on the small little things. When I was at the lowest point in my life, like lowest, literally didn't know if I was going to make it to the next day point in my life, I was writing in my gratitude journal, I am thankful for the food I got to eat this morning. I am grateful that I have shoes on my feet. I am grateful that I have a bed to sleep in. If you need to bring it back to those things to find more things to be grateful for, do that. Because I've watched my life transform because of gratitude. Because the more that I focused on the little things, the more those little things became bigger things, and those bigger things became even bigger things. And now I'm living a life that I'm truly fulfilled in. Please don't get me wrong. Of course, I still struggle with chasing. Of course, I still want to have a better financial environment for myself. Of course, my relationship isn't perfect. It never will be. My life is never going to be perfect, but I'm learning every single step of the way, and my fulfillment is in the journey. And that's what I want for my, the listeners of my readings. I want you to find fulfillment in the journey. Immediate future for Cancer. Last card, last message before we jump on over to the extended message for Cancer. This is a cycle. This is a cycle, Cancer. You want something, you get it, and then you want something else. You want something else. You get it, and then you forget about it. You get it, and you're like, cool, whatever, on to the next thing. All right, cool. I got the money that I needed to pay rent this month. I got the money I needed to pay my debt this month. Now I need more. I want more. I want more. I want more. And that's because you're living for those emotional highs that the material validation brings you. And I get that, because I was on that. I actually got away from that and ended up falling back into that, because this being outside of your comfort zone and having faith in the universe and taking divinely guided steps, it is scary. It's freaking scary. It is truly embracing the unknown, and you never know how things are going to turn out. And that is a lack of control that you have to have. But the thing is, right now, you are struggling with this me against the world mentality. You feel like the universe isn't conspiring for you. You believe the universe is always throwing you struggles and battles and things, friction. You're blaming the world for your friction here. Understand your friction, the things that aren't working out for you, the things that don't come to you with ease. That's created within. You are the master of your own destiny. You are the creator of your world. Find that within and literally watch miracles happen in your life. So your immediate future is about drawing your attention to those things, being a little bit more humble. We could all use to be a little bit more humble, right? We could all use to check our ego at the door. All right, Cancer, thank you so much as always for the support of this channel. It means the absolute world to me. I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to dive deeper into this messages, actually pull a card from Spirit at the end. Thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful 2023, and I hope to see you back on my channel. All right, bye, Cancer.